Well, good morning, friends. How are you? I know it's Christmas, but some of us just keep working because we see there's stuff going on behind our backs and undercover and in secret that is affecting the future of our children and grandchildren. And I was just Christmas or not, I was just watching a video about the USMCAA treaty. And as it turns out, which ought to be no surprise, President Trump has inherited a trade treaty that duplicates the original provisions of the Anu Treaty, that there are superior races and inferior races, and that an ideology top-down and a bureaucracy top-down is to dominate and run everything. Okay, it duplicates the Greada Treaty of 1954 that says people can be abducted, human trafficking is normal, prostitution is normal, all right, treachery in government is normal, where the people in power who are non-elected say one thing and do something else. Protection rackets are necessary, and this is why. You see, my foster father, Andre Domenico Tratta, came from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago, from the mafia. And he was the most frightened individual I have ever met before or since. He would never allow me to meet his family. His family were split between the mafia and the cops. I never went to Chicago for Christmas like my mother did. I never met my stepfather's family because he was frightened of something. And it was all secret, okay? These protection rackets are all secret, like the Masons are secret. And they create networks of people who take care of each other, who, through nepotism, direct activities under the authority and aside from the authority of the governing empire. And the governing empire for the USMCAA is the EU and the Nazi, okay? National Socialist Nazi one world order. And of course, Mr. Trump had nothing to do with the creation or the writing of this treaty. It was prepared under the auspices of the deep state, okay, the deep state, which is produced by the Democratic Party and the Republicans in the neocon Republicans, the Rhino Republicans, who abandoned the progressive movement in the late 70s and joined the Republican Party in order to pursue the globalist faction from the position of presumed conservatism. Okay, that's the trick they're playing on us again. And every time the same galactic empire with its same provisions that enshrine dishonesty, treachery, deceit, protection rackets, and the domination of the weaker races by the stronger races, every time that comes up, there are those of us who say, no, this is not what we signed up for. This is not what we incarnated for. This is not what we want to live. And that is why, all right, Christianity and even Judaism have become a path to martyrdom, because we are the people who say, no, we want and expect under God to be able to determine our own future and the future of our children. We are not here to be dictated to by a worldwide empire of unelected bureaucrats who usually are so stupid they can't grab their butts with both hands, because they are administering areas they have no contact in and no experience with. They're administering people who don't even speak their language or understand their culture. This is top-down treachery. And so that's where we're at. The USMCAA treaty is Agenda 21, okay, all over again. And Mr. Trump merely had to pass it on because it was a trade treaty. I'm certain he doesn't really know what's in it. How can you know what's in 2,000 pages of writing over the period of a few days or weeks? Impossible. So we're being screwed again, folks, and it's Christmas, and Christmas is a wonderful, fun time if you're into that. And so I just want to wish you a serene and reflective winter season. Give things some thought, figure out what to do. The one thing that we can do is disenfranchise the mainstream media. We can, by law, charge it with antitrust violations and break it up, because having 6 globalist entities mirroring each other's propaganda does not work for the people to figure out what our problems are for ourselves. Okay, the mainstream media is an agency of the USMCAA empire's stranglehold on the human will and the human desire to breathe free air. And you know that this is not news. This is the same old crap we've been dealing with since the 50s. There's nothing changed. The communist revolution, okay, is just the globalist push for this galactic, it's a galactic paradigm. The galaxy uses this standard treaty all for each planet all over the place, so they all run by the same rules, namely Taqiyya, which is deceit, Jizzya, which is protection rackets, okay, and jihad, which is conquest of the strong over the weak, okay. It's all over the galaxy, and life gets pretty miserable for everybody due to these treaties. Now, we can pray to our planetary sovereign, who's still Yahweh, and we can say, no, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. And at this point, that's all we can do, because the treaties have been signed and sealed without our consent behind our back, as usual. This has been Emily Craig, and it is Christmas 2019. Thank you for coming by.